Hi everyone, it's Miss Brenner. I hope you're all doing well and staying happy and healthy. I'm here with our Week 2 agenda. We are going to be starting off with Activity 1, which is a Midsummer Night's Dream Webquest. There is a Google Doc, which we'll use here on this link, and there is also a PDF in case for any reason you should have any issues with the links and maybe getting the Google document open. You can always send me an email. There is also a PDF, so that way you can reach the links there as well, linked here. There are also 2 short YouTube videos that I would like you to watch along with this Webquest. Alrighty, the Webquest looks like this, and as you can see, the blue links allow you to access the websites, but if for any reason they aren't working, please make sure that you contact me and let me know, so that way I can help you. And as you can see, they are listed throughout the assignment. Alrighty. Once you have completed Activity 1, we are moving into creative writing. The creative writing is linked there. We have 4 different writing prompts. First one being to research and inform about a national holiday in this month. How did the holiday come to be, and how do we celebrate? Write a thank you note to a friend, family member, or other who has impacted your life for the better. Document an imaginary species that you have just discovered. What is the creature's physical attributes and behavior mentally? What is your greatest achievement in your life? How did you overcome obstacles to achieve this goal? So those are our 4 different writing prompts for week 2. Moving into Activity 2, we are looking at foreshadowing notes. I highly recommend that you take your own notes either through a Google Doc or on paper, since we will be using this information about foreshadowing throughout this course. I know you've probably covered foreshadowing in other courses, however, we do use specific language that might be new to you, specific terms that will be linked throughout this course, so I do recommend taking your own personal notes. There is a notes video and then 3 review edpuzzles that reinforce what is covered in the notes. You must complete all 4 of those edpuzzles. In Activity 3, we are learning about 2 major characters that will be coming up in our play that we'll be covering in the future, A Midsummer Night's Dream. We are talking about Hippolyta and Theseus. So there are 2 articles that are linked in PDF form along with 2 edpuzzles. You will need to read and complete the edpuzzles prior to completing the discussion in the Activity 3 folder. This discussion asks you to explain in paragraph form using evidence from the reading and edpuzzles to support your reasoning who you believe is a better ruler or leader, whether you think it is Hippolyta or Theseus, with a minimum of 10 sentences in your written response. Remember, you do need to use evidence from the reading and the edpuzzles, so I would recommend that you cite that information, so that way you are not plagiarizing and you are not going against expectations for a literary course. Remember, when you create a citation, all you have to do for in-text citations is put the title of the article in parentheses after any direct statement or any idea that is taken from that literary source that is not originally your own. After you have completed Activity 3, we're moving into Activity 4. For Activity 4, we are working on a creative assignment. You are going to use elements of your research from Activity 3 to describe what you believe the offspring of Queen Hippolyta and King Theseus would be like. So, spoiler alert, within the first 30 seconds of our play, we find out that Queen Hippolyta and King Theseus are going to get married. So obviously then they would intend most likely to have an heir to the throne, and therefore they would be having offspring. Whether you want to determine the gender or not is up to you, but this should be a minimum of 15 sentences response outlining your vision of the offspring of King Theseus and Queen Hippolyta. You may take creative liberties, but support your design of this character with evidence from Activity 3. So you can design your character however you like. These are some questions that I would like answered in your post. You may take some creative liberties, but remember, this should be inspired by the evidence that was gathered about these 2 characters. So you need to tell me whether you envision a prince or a princess. You need to tell me who that character would take after, whether it would be Theseus or Hippolyta. What personality traits do you envision for your character? Where would they live, and what kingdom would they be preparing to rule? What skills would they have, physical, mental, or otherworldly? What language would they speak? What connections would they have with their parents and family? Would they even like their parents? Maybe there's a reason and a backstory why they have a vendetta against their parents, but you should give them some kind of character and vision when creating them. Make sure to give them some form of a backstory. Give detailed description of their personality traits, physical attributes, and mental/emotional strength. Your response should be a minimum of 15 sentences, and you need to respond to at least one other student's discussion post reflecting on the similarities and differences between your created characters and theirs. So we are not critiquing characters and pointing out flaws. We are only talking about how different or similar our characters that we are envisioning may be, and maybe whether you think they would make good siblings. Maybe they have more than one offspring, and you think yours would pair well with another student's envisioning of that character. Alrighty. And then lastly, we have silent reading reflection. At this point, we have been silently reading for 2 weeks, and so therefore we are having a reflection discussion about whatever literary source you have been silently reading on your own time. So what I'd like you to discuss is what elements of your reading can you relate to current events or social movements happening within our society. This can be anything that you would like to relate it to. Once again, this might be easier if it is nonfiction, since it might be something that is directly related to modern day. However, you can do this with any form of literature. Characters and events are typically rounded around an author's real experiences, so I would expect that you can in some way relate to the characters. And then the part 2 of this is to comment on one other student's discussion post about what they are reading. Remember, your discussion post should be engaging and should be considerate of others. We are practicing etiquette, and we are making sure that we are offering feedback on other people's posts. Alrighty, that is all the assignments for week 2. These assignments will open, I'm going to open them early, but they are due on the 8th of February at 8 a.m., which is a Monday at 8 a.m. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me by email. I am available. I also have office hours on Wednesdays from 10 to 11 a.m. I hope that you all are doing well and continue to stay happy and healthy, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!